If you have applying for multiple jobs from abroad, New Zealand, countries like South Africa, America, the UK, Canada, or wherever you call home, if you've applied for multiple jobs and heard nothing back or keep getting rejected, this video is for you. 8 years ago, we relocated and immigrated to New Zealand, and our whole family of 5 will be able to apply for citizenship. But it was quite tough in the beginning. I also applied, felt like, for hundreds of jobs and did not get any replies. And that was because I wasn't quite ready to apply for jobs yet. So I have created a tool to help you determine if you are actually truly ready to apply for jobs in New Zealand, to be considered as a real candidate in New Zealand. New Zealand's job applications works a little bit different. Apart from you having to tweak your CV, tweak your cover letter, not all companies are allowed to employ you, so you need to be able to check that they're accredited, etc., etc. So you don't know what you don't know, right? Because you're sitting abroad, you're not quite sure how things work in New Zealand. So you might be missing some things. You might have some gaps in your preparation, or there might be some red flags on your CV that's telling the AI or the company, hang on a minute, this person is not quite ready, I'm not going to consider them for this role. So I've created this tool, and I'll give you a little bit of a demo in a short while of how it works. That can literally, within less than 2 minutes, give you a readiness score so that you can see how ready you actually are to start applying for jobs. It's very demotivating to apply, getting rejected one letter after the other, and you actually don't know why. You start doubting yourself, you start doubting your skills, you start doubting your self-worth, and in the meantime, it's got nothing to do with that. It's actually that there's a couple of ducks that needs to be in the row, and a couple of ticks that needs to be sorted, gaps that needs to be filled, in order for people in New Zealand and companies to actually consider you as a viable and a real applicant for that role. Obviously, you're competing against so many people, because everybody wants to come to New Zealand because it's a safe place and a really great place to stay. But the job market is also very tight at the moment. So you need to have all the boxes ticked. You need to have all the gaps filled, the red flags dealt with, and have the right strategy in order to land your new job and your first job in New Zealand. Right, so I quickly want to show you just a quick demo of how this job application readiness tool works, so that you can see it's literally won't even take you 2 minutes, and you will know where your gaps are and what are the areas that you need to work on to actually be ready and start applying for roles with greater success. So when you land on the school about page, if you haven't joined this is the New Life New Zealand school. You will go into the classroom once you've created your profile. You will get immediate access to these. So you'll have your start here, your Clear Path New Zealand Immigration Roadmap, that is the 5 phases, your Immigration Readiness Score that you could do as well, and then the one after that is your Job Application Readiness Score. So you will go in there, you can read a little bit about it, and right at the bottom you will see a link that you can click on, and once you click on that, it's going to open up, it's going to open up a page for you that has got the tool on. So over here you can read the instructions, and you are going to answer 17 questions. Some might not be applicable to you specifically, so just read the questions carefully, select the correct answer, and be sure to be really honest with yourself. This is a tool to help you. It's not a right or wrong answer. It's to help you identify the areas where you have gaps or that might be red flags, and that is why your job applications are being rejected. So I'll just quickly going to randomly go through and just select any option here just to sort of show you. So you'll go through, read each one, answer Let's just do those like that. Answer as honestly as you can. Otherwise, your score's not going to be correct, and you're just going to be basing your answers on information that's not the truth. Then your answer's not going to be, and your score's not going to be accurate. So try and do it as accurate and honest as possible. Nobody sees your scores, it's just you. Take a snapshot of it, and then you know what areas to work on. So once you've done everything, this will pop up green, calculate your readiness score. Once you've done that, it pops up with a screen, it gives you your score. So over here I say this does not get saved, so please take a snapshot, and you do that just by clicking on a snipping tool, and then you can copy that section and you can save it for yourself on your desktop or wherever, so that you have these that are your risk and your red flags over here. So these are gaps in your clarity and areas that you need to work on and get clarity on, and these could be reasons why you are getting rejections. However, if you don't have answers to these questions that flagged up here, you're actually not ready to apply for jobs yet. And these things are not the only things that actually can get your application rejected. I do have a job find course that will help you go through all the things that you actually need to know, need to have in line in order for you to get a successful job application or land your first job in New Zealand. But that's a separate paid course in the community. But this tool will give you your starting point to say, these are the areas that you need to know and you need to have the answers on. And the reason you need to know the answers on these things is so that you apply for the right jobs at the right companies. Don't take the wrong job that doesn't give you the right visa to residency. Don't take a job with the wrong pay that doesn't fit the requirements for the visa you need for residency, etc., etc. So there's a lot of gaps, and we don't know what we don't know. Using this tool is going to fill, or at least flag, those gaps for you so that you can fill them. Get the knowledge, get the right answers so that you have a much higher score. I would not recommend you apply for jobs online or even directly or do any interviews if you do not have a score of between 80 or 90%. Otherwise, there's an area that you have a gap on, or there could be a red flag and actually just cause you a lot of issues. Could break your whole immigration process if you don't get this right. And you don't want to get a reputation of not pitching for interviews or pitching for an interview and then saying, oh, but you're not actually quite ready to relocate yet. So this is the tool that you can find. The other tool that I also have, which is not what this video is about, but is your immigration readiness tool. Once you're in the community, you will have free access for that as well. And so that will help you to know if you're ready to immigrate. You've got all the answers to the 7 clarity pillars. And then also to know if you are really ready to apply for jobs. And that's how quick and easy it is to get your readiness score. Have fun. So this tool I've put inside of my community, New Life New Zealand, that I've created to help you to get the clarity that you need, fill the gaps, deal with the red flags, so that you are 100% ready to apply for jobs in New Zealand, to be considered as a real candidate and land some interviews and hopefully your first job. So if you would like to use the tool, it's a quick tool to use to get your job application readiness tool. You can click on the link below, join the community, and it will be there free, available for you to use immediately. I hope I see you inside.